Hey, what's up guys? So this is London behind me. We're on the 50th floor in the Shard. I'm just in the UK doing some interviews with various horrible journalists that want to attack me for being a dating coach and whatever, but it's all good. And what I've got for you today is some advice that is very current. I can imagine that if I was still terrified of speaking to women and didn't really know what I was doing, like I was from I don't know, the very beginning until I was like 25 years old, I would be really stressed out right now, because not only is it worrying enough to have to approach women that you don't know and make them like you, but when you could get accused of being creepy, weird, assault and whatever, and you just don't know how to do anything. So some stuff that will really help you. So first, if you're approaching women in the daytime, a nice thing to do is to imagine that you are going to get rejected from time to time, if only because you're going to be approaching women who already have boyfriends or whatever. So a nice thing to do is to make sure that at the end of any interaction that you don't get her number or whatever, but at the end of any interaction that goes kind of badly, that doesn't go entirely your way, you always aim to make her day better. So you have your little chat. She says, "I'm sorry, I've got a boyfriend and I need to go." You say, "Well, that's okay, it was lovely to speak to you, and you look amazing. Bye," like that. And you walk off, because when we used to train guys, I'd watch the woman's face as she left the interaction, and in the beginning, it wasn't so important whether the guy got the number or not on the first few approaches. I just wanted to see that she walked away and she's kind of smiling to herself, and that was nice. A guy gave me a compliment. So in the present climate where you're worried about, being perceived as badly just for approaching women and trying to date them, that's a really nice thing that can kind of take the pressure off and let you do it comfortably without any stress. The second really important thing at the moment is obviously turning things sexual. So you want to avoid anything like, in text, "I'd really like to sleep with you, you're so sexy." Obviously you don't want anything like that in writing. And I'd go as far as to say you don't want to even verbalize it when you're with her, because a lot of the recent stuff is a guy was in a cab with a woman late at night, probably after a party, and he's like, "You're gonna love my dick," or something like that. You don't need to speak to a woman in a sexual way if you haven't already kissed her and had sex with her. It's completely pointless, and it's the kind of thing that can get you in trouble. So the best thing to do is, when you're with her, you need to slowly just increase the sexual tension, like I've taught many times. Create that seductive bubble, get closer, hold stronger eye contact, slow down, leave pauses, create that sexual tension, just feel it there. And by testing the water first, you're not going to take big risks, you're not going to have massive rejections, and if you're famous, you're not going to have huge nasty scandals all over the press and get your Netflix shows cancelled and all of that stuff. So you do that, and there are many ways to lead into the kiss, which is obviously the first big escalation that you would do. And the easiest way to do that is to do something like, just stroking her hair back, or taking her hand to look at something and then lightly holding it. You're not grabbing it, you're lightly holding it to see if she leaves it there. So, doing tests like that tell you whether you can move forward. And by doing that, you don't need to say, "I'd really like to you right now." You don't need to just get drunk and lunge on her. And basically everything that you've read in the press that these guys have been doing, they're celebs, and so for a long time they were able to get away with that. But the average guy does that as well when he gets drunk. So that's the way to avoid it. Those are some things that you can do. And like I said, don't be scared. Women still want to be seduced. They still want to meet a great guy. So go out there and do it. Just do it like a gentleman. Do it like I tell you, and good luck. All right, see ya.